Hey beautiful people, we're going to jump right into this tutorial. I am going to use a double-sided brush. It has a spoolie and a flat angle brush on the opposite side. I'm going to brush my eyebrows into place. Then I'm going to prime them using a powder. This is going to help absorb any excess oils, and it's also going to prevent my eyebrows from getting oily throughout the day. The product that I use is by NYX. It is their eyebrow gel, and I am the shade Espresso. This is a dark brown. This is the second to darkest shade. Their darkest shade is black. So I use a very small amount of this, and I work it into the brow. It is waterproof. It is smudge proof. So with that being said, you kind of have to take your time, because if you mess up, it's waterproof. You're not just gonna be able to rub it off. So first I start defining the bottom of my brow, and as you can see in the front, I'm actually laying the brush down and just kind of swiping it up. I didn't go back and get any more product, but whatever was left from me drawing that bottom line in the front, I swipe it, and I found that that gives me a more natural looking brow in the front. So then I'm going to go on the top as well and just outline the brow. So I start with outlining, and then I go back and fill everything in. So I'm getting my arch exactly how I want it, extending my tail, and you're gonna see me constantly going back in with this spoolie, just combing it through my brows. This is gonna help me to evenly disperse the product so that there aren't any clumps, or so that it doesn't look harsh in any area. So that's why I'm constantly going back in with the spoolie and just brushing the product through. And if you are not used to using a product like this, a gel, take your time, don't rush. Like I said, a little bit goes a long way. So in the front of my eyebrow, I'm taking little small strokes, because again, I want this brow to look natural. I'm not going for a very harsh boxy shape per se in the front. I definitely used to do that a couple years ago, but I'm kind of leaning more towards a natural brow these days, so I really have to take my time in the front just to make sure that it looks like hair, not just like I drew a box. If that's the look you like, then do however you like to do, but that's just how I prefer my brows to look. So I'm going to speed through the second brow, doing the exact same thing, and I do apologize. I get out of frame a lot for this brow, but I'm doing the same thing. I'm starting on the bottom, brushing the front up, like I'm literally laying the flat part of the brush down and just swiping up for the front portion, and it kind of just drags the product, and it looks a lot more natural. Then I'm going to go on the top, get my arch where I want it, extend the tail, and fill everything back in. Honestly, I think the front of my brows takes me longer than the rest of my brow, just because I don't want it to look so harsh. So I spend a lot of time with the spoolie brushing it out, going back and forth. And then once I am satisfied, I keep going back and forth again just to make sure. But then once I'm happy with the brow shape, then I clean it up using a concealer. So I'll stop talking until I get to that clip. So I'm going to go in with LA Pro Concealer in the shade Toast. This is not really a highlight shade for me. It's pretty close to my natural skin tone, but I kind of have darker eyelids, so I use it all over underneath my brow and on my eyelids just to cancel out the darkness, and to set, to use this as a primer if I'm going to wear eyeshadow. But even if I don't, I still can just cover my whole eye, set it, and I'm good to go. So I use the applicator that comes with the concealer to draw a really thin line right up underneath my brow, and then I kind of just sporadically go over the rest of my eye. And then I'm going to use a cosmetic wedge to blend it out. You can use a brush. I've been doing this for years now, so I'm comfortable with the wedge, but if you want to use a brush so that you're more precise and you don't mess up your eyebrow, feel free. And then I go over the front of my eyebrow with whatever excess is on that wedge, just because, again, I want it to look natural. But it doesn't mess it up, as crazy as that sounds. I'm not really pushing hard, I'm just lightly tapping so that the concealer can kind of get into the front of my brow, and it helps it look that much more natural. And again, going back in with my spoolie to blend everything out. So you could stop here, but the last thing that I use is a, well, I'm going to set my concealer, but I use a clear brow gel. e.l.f. came out with one. It's about $2, and you can find it in like a Target, Walmart. Like, it's popping up everywhere. It's a new product, but I love it. It's just a clear wax, but it literally gets my hairs to stay exactly where I want them. So for the beginning portion, I put the product upwards, and then for the rest of my brow, I kind of just follow the direction of the brow, and that's because that's the direction I want the hairs to go. Like, I like the beginning of my brow hairs to kind of be straight up, and then the rest to go to the side, if that makes sense. And that's pretty much it. Those are my brows. That is the routine that I currently use. I hope that you guys found this video helpful. I hope it was easy to follow. As always, if you have any questions or comments, leave them below. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, share it, and if you have not already, subscribe to my channel. Until next time, guys, be blessed. Bye.